Hello everybody, welcome to part 2 of the FTL AE ship guide. Last episode we've seen the first 5, now we'll do the last 5. Let's get to it. We ended up with this one, that's good to know. Let's go back to the hangar and check it out. Next one is Rock Cruiser Type C Detectite, the thing that shows up like a shining beacon is you start off with a crystal crew member, which I'm not sure how to feel about. The first thing that comes to mind is skip half of that incredibly stupendous crystal ship unlock quest. I've shown in those ship guide that you do not need to do that quest to get to the crystal homeworld. You just need a crystal crew member, meaning that if you have a crystal ship, you can get to that homeworld without a hitch. And I'm assuming this won't be any different. So all you can do now is find the homeworlds of Emperor Rockman. So that's the Rockman homeworlds. And seeing that you did not follow the quest, you will not get a quest marker to where the Stargate is located. So it's going to be a hit and miss on that point. So you don't have to get lucky enough to find the crystal station spot or the research station, but you will have to do some snooping around in the rock homeworld itself to find one. If you look at the odds, I'm thinking you get a better chance with this one than doing the whole thing. Other than that, the crystals are immensely good at boarding. Well, I should say used to be. The reason for that is if you teleported a crystal in, you could get him into the weapons room and lock it down before anyone got in. Now, as you can see, crew members start off in a room, so when you board in the weapons room, chances are pretty big there's already a dude in there. Meaning you won't be able to destroy weapons before they get their first shot off. Meaning the crystal B got nerfed a tad because of crew placement, basically. Still, I think they're pretty good with the lockdown ability. They're still top tier boarders. It's just not that good anymore. Other than that, start off with the swarm missile. That's the charge kind for the missile weapons. 3 shots for 1 missile isn't all that bad, but it's kind of targeting like the flag cannons, although a pretty small radius. So if you go for a 4-tile room, they will all target said room. They can still miss, but if they land, they will land in that room. And you start off with a crystal Mark 1. Fires a shield piercing large crystal. That's the same thing you start off with on the normal crystal A. A thing that pierces 1 shield, allowing you to take down easy first encounters. Other than that, of course, you start off with rock plating. That's standard with the rock cruiser. I don't know if they're actually any good, and I do tend that it wouldn't be bad to sell those if you come short to buying something awesome. If not, it's good to have 15%. It's not bad, but it's not incredible enough to keep if you can get something better for the money you sell it for. Let's give this one a go. Obviously, I talked about this already, but it seems like this ship could really benefactor from a teleporter. Rockmen aren't that bad of a boarder themselves. So, and of course the crystal is just amazing. So you might want to spring out for a teleporter early on. Now, of course, with the lockdown at this point, it's not that amazing. Let's see if we can get a quick one of these in to be safe. We cannot. We didn't even get to see hit or miss. Cool effect on the crystals. That's new. So, as you can see, if I target the swarm, you do get that radius. It's just good enough for a 4-tile room, but you can miss if you hit A2. well, I say miss, but like here, you have a chance to miss, but if these were all systems, a chance of hitting 3 systems would get them in a bit of a pickle. Anyway, that's all we need to say about this one. Let's continue on with the Slug CD Max, otherwise known as the Space Cab, because of the font color. Now this one, chain laser, not that good, but it's something at least. The most prominent thing here are the presence of mind control and hacking. I already talked about hacking. The mind control is, well, has its benefits, and of course mind control lets you take control of an enemy crew member to some extent. It's not like you could say from you go from that room to that room, go attack that. That's not possible. It acts like normal AI, but it will destroy enemy systems and repair their own should you get boarded yourself and choose to mind control him. But along with hacking, there's another fun thing you can do. Well, no, not really, but anyway, let's show what I mean. Okay, some medals, please. We're trying to show off some stuff here. Good. Yeah. Good thing about slugs is you can see where the enemy is hiding, so you don't need sensors in order to use your mind control. It's kind of like the same thing as that life form scanner. Anyway, what I mean by this is you can use your mind control to bring evasion down to 0 for a while as well. The reason you do that is you mind control the pilot, and as long as there's no one else in there, evasion will be 0. So a good thing to do here is fire your weapons, let's say on weapons themselves, and mind control then. Their evasion is now to 0, meaning both of my shots will hit unless they have autopilot, which this early on I don't think they will have. Now they will have evasion again, but damage has been done. It is possible to kill off all the crew with mind control, and by all I do mean all, if you have the time for it. I mean, just keep mind control. Eventually there will be only one, and I'm assuming he'll be damaged enough so you can finish him off with your own weapons. Another thing you can do is hack a room and then mind control the person in it. Let's try that out on weapons. Like so. You mind control this guy. He can destroy stuff. He can't, because he can't get in here. Now, of course, at this point, mind control is too weak to cause major damage, but as you can see, that guy managed to just walk out that room, which can be annoying when being mind control of your own. You might have blast doors all you want. Your mind control crew member will still be able to just wreck your day up. With shields down, we can just do a thing like that. As you can see, you can't hack a destroyed system, but on weapons it doesn't really matter. This would be a good run to continue, actually. Chain laser plus spike beam can do some really devastating damage. Alright, off to the next one. We have Mantis Cruiser Type C, the TCS. So we start off with a 4-slot teleporter and a numerous amount of bombs, which is grand. Of course, you also start with a teleporter and drone control, cloning bay, which is grand because 4-slot teleporters are awesome. Now, for the bombs, lockdown bomb, good on its own if you want to do mess up systems, like lock down any room you want, teleport in your Lanius, and by the time lockdown's over, the oxygen will be out. If that's not the case, you can do it as following. Let's try to get into some combat here. Good. Let's say I want to have oxygen destroyed. And it's good that I came across you, because you are not capable of hurting me. So, how shall we handle such a thing? First off, and I know it's not necessary to start, this is just showing off. Lockdown bomb in oxygen. Misses. That's grand. Let's try that again. Today. There you go. Teleport him in. In normal, I would also send in a Mantis, because you do have that cloning bay, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. I'm just trying to make a point here. So then you have enemies attacking you. You can put a stun bomb down. And yes, that stuns your own crew, but due to Lanius sucking out the oxygen, that one is still dying. I don't know if it'll kill him. It will. And then you can just continue on killing. You can throw in extra lockdown bombs when needed. But now with the oxygen gone, I can leave here. Start sucking out the oxygen out of another room. And the oxygen will stay gone, because oxygen is destroyed. My crew member will not be afflicted by it. Okay, he'll die here, but chances of him actually still managing to work something out is pretty slim. So he's now in shields. Not that big of a deal, really. We'll just send in the Lanius again. And mess up the rest of his day. So yeah, I can see this being a good thing to do. Of course you want to get some other weapons in, because using solely bombs isn't really a good strategy. You can chase him down, suck out the oxygen some more. Eventually he is going to die though. So that's it for this one. I don't think there's too much more to say about it. Let's get back to the hangar and meet our new persons on the Lanius ship. So, Lanius ship. You unlock it by getting 4 of the other ships. You can unlock the the B layout by completing 2 of these. I went for Advanced Mastery because you don't really have to do anything for it. And loss of cabin pressure. Bit of a thing with this one. You have to do this one in one go. So if you're going for this one, play it all the way through. Because you can't save and quit, then come back and continue to run. You have to do it in one go. Not that hard, really. Just borders can become a bit iffy. You have the emergency respirators, so having your crew run through oxygen rooms isn't all that bad, especially with the passive healing from the clone bay. It's not that big of a deal. How do you set your things up for that is you open up everything and close down these. I figured out that you can have a small one, a big one, and I think another small one open. So it's not so that you only need extra Lanius crew if you want to man the other systems. You just can't man all of them without them. As for weapons, we've seen this one before, chain laser, ion stunner. It's not that big of a deal, but if you wait long enough, you'll see that oxygen will tick up to about 19, which is a good place to be. Just make sure that you do not use any of these buttons, because things could end up badly. Dealing with boarders, the way AI works now is that they will run to a room that has oxygen in it. So if they board, say, let's hear, if they board here and you have upgraded doors, you can always lock the door they want to get through without, let's say if I say if they board here and they want to get to the pilot, you can log this one down, open this one up, and well, you can log this one down, and through here air won't be making it through anyway, but it's a bit more of a puzzle here if you don't want to deal with borders through direct combat. Again, start off with hacking. I think we've said most of what needed to be said about hacking. Let's do one fight here. Sure, we'll fight this ship. While we're at it, a little thing. Boarding with Lanius is also an amazing thing, because once the enemy crew's health is low enough, they'll just leave. And with Lanius, that's not hard. Oxygen suffocation damage does quite a number on them. Health ticks down pretty quickly. So if you're not boarding crystals, which if you do manage to find a crystal ship, kudos to you, or Rockman, they tend to leave the room pretty quickly, especially if you're boarding with 2 Lanius in the same room. I'm kind of at a loss to know what the best boarding crew would actually be. Usually it was easy. Mantis beats Rock, Rock beats Crystal, Crystal beats Human Slug, Human Slug, yeah, Human Slug beats Sultan, Sultan beats Engie. I don't know where the Lanius fit in exactly. That's actually a good thing. The reason for it is it's a crapshoot with them. If you have, like, if you're having problems with Lanius borders, and which can often happen if you go to those abandoned sectors, a good thing I found out of dealing with them is to consider them like, say, fighting off a boarding drone or fixing a breach. You open up all the doors so oxygen doesn't get out as quickly, meaning you have more time to finish them off. If they lose their buff of not being able to cause suffocation damage, they're just as strong as a normal human. If that doesn't end up being enough for you, then you can always upgrade your oxygen system. Combining that with opening doors should be more than enough for the oxygen not to run. As you can see, Lanius crews are also great at repairing rooms where the oxygen has been taken care of, and of course they're great at boarding AI ships or other Lanius ships should you choose to do so. With the clone bay, I don't really see a reason why not to. Anyway, final ship will be the Lanius B, the Shrike. Start off with an advanced flak. The reason why it's called advanced is that it only requires 1 power. Furthermore, you start off with, again, a teleporter and a clone bay, but also mind control. So if you do plan to board with the Lanius, this seems to be the ship to do it with. Let's see how mind control plus boarding can work in conjunction of each other. Let's get you to the teleporter. What? Huh. Right, well, never had that event before. Right, let's get into some combat. I need my Laniuses. Right, so we board. Say For some reason I do prefer to board in the auction room with the Lanius, because it usually means that I'll gonna try to get them as low on auction as I possibly can. Now with the mind control, there you go, he's gonna go whack on shields, and I have one less crew member to fight for the moment. Do make sure that auction is actually destroyed. Okay, I'm completely mismanaging this one, but bleh. This is just me showing off what I think is a good way to use said ship. And there you have it. Boarding with Lanius is amazing. You just need a decent defense so you don't get wrecked while doing so. Anyway, that's all of the ships. I hope you've at least had some help from watching these. Be sure to check out video number 01 if you haven't already. Feel free to give extra hints on how to make this ship work, any of the ships work. I'll just use annotations and put them right up there. Be sure to give credit to where it's due. And other than that, feel free to show support by commenting, liking, subbing if you haven't already. Feel free to check out my massively huge FTL Let's Play if you're into that, which I assume you do enjoy FTL, otherwise you wouldn't be watching any of these videos. And yeah, hints are always appreciated because, as I said in the first one, I haven't really had much time with any of these yet. So any help is appreciated. I do not know all the intricacies yet, but I hope to at some point. Anyway, that's long enough of a rant. Bye everyone.